Hey everyone, Shakarez here, and welcome to yet another commentary. Today I am playing Skarner, and I've been playing quite a bit of this champion recently. I've always been a Skarner main. After Kale, he's probably my second most played, but recently I've been playing him more and more, and I've been finding a lot of success with this guy. So I wanted to make a commentary about him and talk about a bit about his strengths and weaknesses, and if I have time to update the guide on LoL Pro, because the old author Gustav is kind of busy with Riot stuff, so probably co-author with him. But yeah, I've been playing pretty well, like slowly climbing my way up to Diamond 1. I'm currently Diamond 250 LP, and I'm playing with Diamond 1 people already, which means my MMR is quite high. I'm winning more than I lose, which is quite a feat in Diamond, because Diamond Elo, you really need to have a good win rate to start getting somewhere. And yeah, just been playing casually while I do other stuff. I've been coaching a team, but we'll talk about that later. And yeah, this is basically knowing your champion well. So right here, Nidalee is one level above me, but she has red buff, which is obviously a damage advantage. But I know I can duel her because of my passive, if I get my passive proc. And here, we flash each other. I think I could have won. It could have just been a death for each of us, to be honest. Like, I don't know. It was kind of iffy there. And right here, Faker comes in, tries to kill me, but I shield the ignite, and I walk off like a boss. And Vel'Koz is going to auto-attack Azir to death with red buff. So nice for me, and I go back, get a Stalker's Blade, Ruby Crystal Boots, and 2 potions. And Stalker's Blade, definitely something you want to get a lot on Skarner. Really good jungle smite item. I think it's the one you want to bring the most for Skarner. And if you're not using that, like, I think 9 times out of 10 you should go for this one. And then if you're playing against hyper carries or a duelist and you don't need the extra CC, you can go for skirmishers. I don't think he really needs the Trailblazer. I don't think he really needs that one. But yeah, right here, Jarvan ganked bot lane after I failed, and yeah, I almost kill him here. I actually CC him. We get the extra tower shot. He's almost dead, but unfortunately Ashe is there, and I have no mana, so I just back off. And Jarvan is a bit scary. I hadn't seen Nidalee was top lane here, so I kind of panicked and backed off. But Ashe would kill me, so it's whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I've been playing a lot of Skarner. I'm on 40 plus games right now, and I have a 73.2% win ratio, which means basically I win 3 out of 4 games, which is a very high win ratio. I'm doing pretty well for myself. Playing like 1-2 games a day or less. Sometimes I don't play. Actually, I have a lot of days where I skip playing. But yeah, Skarner, I feel like Skarner right now, after, if you ban or if they're not played, like Gragas and Rek'Sai, if they're out of the game, you can do super well with Skarner. And right here, I protect the Vel'Koz. He gets the kill there, and then I ult the Azir, so Vel'Koz can finish off that kill. I actually finish off that kill. And yeah, then Nidalee comes in here, but we have a full HP Gragas, and he has the intelligence of ulting Nidalee into Vel'Koz. So Vel'Koz ends up dying, unfortunately, to red buff. And I'm going to leave blue buff for him, because blue buff is very important on mid laners, and he's not snowballing pretty well. He's 3-1. And he actually moved to help me in the jungle, which is very rare. So I'm going to let him have that blue buff. I usually take second blue buff, and I'll address some of Skarner's problems in a second. But yeah, as I was saying, after Gragas Rek'Sai, I feel like he's definitely a top pick. In solo queue, obviously. And the higher the elo, the harder he is to play. Because the higher elo you are, the harder it becomes for you to actually use him well, because people will be smart and will buy the QSS, and QSS kind of ruins all your engages with your ultimate, so that's kind of annoying. And yeah, right here, Jarvan decides to come into my jungle. I tag him 3 times, get the stun proc off, and then ult him right before he gets onto the shrine. Gragas is coming. he is forced to ult us. He doesn't have anything else. Watch how... I'm actually going to go 15 seconds back up here. So this is bugged. Okay, so right here, notice how after he places the flag is when I ult him. So I don't give him time for anything. If he ults there, if he Qs there, it's kind of problematic. But you want to obviously try to impede his QE so he cannot escape. And you'll see later in the later stages in the game where I actually do that successfully and I basically remove his escape. Right here, just protect Vel'Koz, nothing much, blah blah blah. Let's speed it up. So yeah, I feel like he's in a really good place. His problem is mostly 1 QSS and 2 mana problems. Those are his 2 big problems in the game. So I feel like that's something that really forces you into going for mana items early. And right here I get caught. I was taking out that pink ward. I thought I flashed through the dragon pit, but then I get stunned by Ash Arrow, comboed by Jarvan, and they get the dragon. This early game was really frustrating for me because bot lane was super passive, and they always had a numbers advantage on us. It was like the most annoying thing. But you know, only I died, we lost dragon, no biggie. We can still make it back into the game. So, I finished my Cinderhulk, and I have a Ruby Crystal and a Sapphire Crystal. I am now going to build this into a Catalyst, and from there, that's going to be my Righteous Glory. Now here, I really thought I had to go full tank, because I had a Gragas, so I thought it would be like AP tank Gragas. And unfortunately it wasn't, it was like full tank Gragas. He was kind of useless, but whatever. And right here we get the gank bot lane. I get a beautiful E on 2 people, and then I ult the Nidalee and the Nami. I kind of regret it because then I saw the Nidalee coming, but then I realized I'm just dead anyways. Again, they have the numbers advantage again. Really annoying, really. Jarvan was already coming, so you can really see that we're always outnumbered. Right here, Vel'Koz gets a really good ultimate, manages to kill Nidalee, and then I think he kills Vel'Koz here. Yeah, he has red buff, so he just autos him. Vel'Koz autos are really fun to see, as always. And then he dies, and then obviously the fantastic Gragas mechanics pushing the way the Jarvan. And spoiler alert, he actually manages to run away because our Gragas was that good. Anyways, discussing a bit of build paths. Now, build paths on Skarner are kind of, in a sense, they're limited. You can go for many items after Cinderhulk. In my case, I usually go, after Cinderhulk, I usually go either Righteous Glory, Locket of the Iron Solari, Iceborne Gauntlet, or Trinity Force. And this depends largely on how the game is going, but usually I want to grab a mana item. So right here, Gragas basically fails his body slam. Then I just run away. He engages back up. I find myself a Nidalee, so I decide to kill her. And then I am fucked because their bot lane is here and my bot lane is fucking around again. So yeah, we die. But I did get a kill, and then Vel'Koz gets a nice kill there, nice snipe. Back to me though. I really enjoy going for a mana item. Second, I feel like you actually really need it on Skarner. Skarner has a lot of mana problems because he spams Q too much and he ends up having like 0 mana after spamming too much. So usually I want to go for Righteous Glory or the Sheen item second. Now, in this case, I went for the Righteous Glory, as I said, because I wanted to go full tank. I felt like I had enough damage threats on my team. So I went for the Righteous Glory. But sometimes I'll go things like I'll get the Catalyst and then not finish the Righteous Glory. Just get the Catalyst for the extra mana and then go for the Locket. Like in this case, they had quite some AP damage. But let's say they have an AP top, like let's say they have a Lissandra or a Maokai top lane with this composition, with the Azir Nidalee. In that case, I'll probably be rushing a Locket after Cinderhulk, which isn't too good because you don't get to go mana items, but you really need that Locket. If not, if I'm going full tank and I just want the extra health, the extra stats, I'll go for this Righteous Glory. And if I'm snowballing super hard, I'll go for Triforce or Iceborne Gauntlet. So right there you saw me, I flashed in, went on the Jarvan. He's the most fed member, so he's the one I don't really want on our team, or to hit our team. And Kalista gets a triple kill there. I believe she doesn't manage to catch this Nidalee. She actually flashes really well there. I decided to go after her, but yeah, you're not going to catch the Nidalee. It's ridiculous. They do catch the Nami though, so that's a 4-0 for us. And we get a dragon. Yay. So yeah, as I was saying, if you're snowballing, if you're like super fed, you can go for the Triforce. You can go for the Iceborne Gauntlet. The advantage of going Iceborne Gauntlet is that if you're playing against like a full AD comp, you can rush the Glacial Shroud, and it's really good on Skarner. But yeah, oh right here, this is hilarious. Like this Gragas is so bad. Oh my god. Like he failed the body slam after I ulted, and then he failed the explosive cask, and then he asked in chat. This was yesterday, so I remember. He asked in chat why, and I was like, yeah, I could ask the same thing. It was just so awkward, but whatever. Anyways, back to Skarner. So yeah, if you're against the full AD comp, I actually like rushing Iceborne Gauntlet. Sometimes I'll do like my full AD counter build, which is Cinderhulk into Iceborne Gauntlet into Frozen Heart, and then I'll max out CDR because my setup already has 10%, and then I'll go like health and stuff. The thing about Skarner is he's kind of weird in Cinderhulk meta because he doesn't want to stack as much HP as other characters. Like, let's say, when you're playing a Cinderhulk jungler, you want to stack HP to make your Cinderhulk item worth it. Now, on Skarner, it's a bit different because Skarner has a shield. And what does having a shield mean? It means that whenever you build resistances, you're making that shield stronger. So 400 HP of a shield with 200 armor is much different than a 400 HP shield with 50 armor. So by stacking resists on Skarner and CDR, you can have that shield more often, and it's basically your artificial health pool that you can spam and get. And right here, I catch Nidalee right before she can jump over the Baron Pit, and we kill her. Another kill for the Skarner. And yeah, basically, as I was saying, Skarner kind of wants the resistances over the health, so it's kind of weird when you have to go for health items. That said, health items aren't bad on Skarner, it's just resistances are much better on him. So right here, Baron call by my team. I really did not agree with it. I did not have ult, so I couldn't stop this Jarvan. What I would have done in a normal situation is I would have ulted the Jarvan, and I would have pulled him in a way where Baron does aggro to him. And if you do that, basically what you guarantee is that he dies. He gets extra damage from the Baron, and basically he dies and he couldn't ult my team. But I didn't have ult there, so I couldn't do much. And it ends up being a 3 for 3. Not too bad, I guess. And as you can see right now, I have a makings of a Glacial Shroud because Ashe is doing quite a lot of damage. Jarvan is their most fed member. I'm not too worried about magic damage right now because Nidalee is poke. Nami has a Ludens, which is weird, but she doesn't really do that much damage. And Azir is not playing that well. Sorry, Faker. But he's not doing too well, so I just decided to go for the armor first, and then I'll probably get a Locket as my 4th item. So right there you see I got a Sheen, and Sheen is actually the best damage item you can get on Skarner. Oops, sorry guys. I need to go back here. So we get the dragon, and this is something I really love to do on Skarner. We get the ancient coin upgrade active. I go with the Righteous Glory. He's going to EQ, and I pull him back. Like the team was already moving to the other side of the brush, but I caught him perfectly right before he could go out. And Jarvan's EQ is a bit different from Ezreal's. What's it called? Essence Flux? Is it? The one where he jumps? I'm not sure. But it's a bit different because it's Ezreal's is kind of a blink, and this one is kind of it's 2 abilities that make him change direction, dash kind of. So it's a bit different. So that's why I can pull him back. With Ezreal, most of the time, if you try to grab an Ezreal who's dashing away, who's jumping away, he'll probably get the jump away, and your animation will not complete. And you'll get the cooldown reset back, but you won't ult the Ezreal. So that's kind of annoying. But yeah, Sheen item, it's the best item, best offensive item on Skarner. And the reason why is, firstly, Skarner has a really low cooldown on his Q, which means he can spam Sheen very often. And secondly, Skarner actually has the highest base attack damage in the game, on par with Cho'Gath. This means that his Sheen procs are the strongest in the game at level 18, because Sheen and Iceborne Gauntlet and Trinity Force are based on your base attack damage at level 18, at your current level, I mean. So at level 18 you have really strong base attack damage, so you can have really nice Sheen procs. So right here we're just getting the turret, I was trying to get an angle on someone to see if I can get a flash ultimate. I do think, no, not flash ultimate, just the ultimate. It was really an awkward fight. I try to ult the Jarvan, but we don't have enough burst for him, so he ends up escaping. And I get stuck in the Cataclysm. So this ends up being a 0 for 1, because Gragas kept trying to engage and he was horrible at engages. I think my team told him, yeah, just let Skarner engage, he'll do the job. And this is the example of one of those games where none of my enemies was actually itemizing correctly against Skarner. Like, if you're a carry and if you're playing against Skarner, you absolutely need to have a QSS. And if you're not building it, you deserve to lose to Skarner flash engages. And if you don't respect Skarner flash engages, and if you don't respect the flash range, it's going to be bad for you, because he's just going to flash on you and kill you in an instant with his team. And there's no counterplay to that unless you have QSS. So Ashe right now, for example, she has Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, Last Whisper. She is building a 4th item. And right now, she should be really focusing on getting that QSS. And this is the one thing that really pushes Skarner out of the meta, is the fact that QSS is so cheap. So, yeah, it's 1,200 or 1,250. So it's a really cheap item. For 80 carries, it builds into Merc Scimitar, so you get offensive stats from it too. So overall, it's a really strong item. If you're not building it against Skarner, you really deserve to lose. Right now, I'm building my Locket because of the Azir and the Nidalee. Nidalee was being kind of a hassle. She had quite a lot of poke damage, so I decided to start itemizing the Locket. And from there, you can really go anywhere. I usually go full tank. My only offensive item is the Sheen item. Sometimes I go Frozen Heart. If it's like a team with Kalista, I'll probably grab a Frozen Heart. It's really good against her. If I just need health and some armor, I'll just grab... Oh yeah, and right here, I'll go back 15 seconds because I forgot I had this engage. This is what I was talking about, the Ashe not respecting the flash range. Basically, I said I'm flash ulting Ashe in team chat, and I flash ulted her. She has no escape, and she just gets destroyed. And this basically means we can get our inhib for free, and then I tell my team to back off because that's enough. So yeah, from there, item builds, very simple. You just go full tank. Usually that's what you want to do. Frozen Heart is a really good option. As always, on Skarner, if you can get full CDR, it's really good. Usually I'll grab 30% because I have 10% on my setup. So I have 5% on my runes, 5% on my masteries. If I grab Iceborne Gauntlet, that's 10%. If I grab Locket, that's another 10%. So that's 30%. That's a really good number. If not, you can always go like Frozen Heart, Iceborne Gauntlet versus full AD comps. That's 30% there, plus your setup is 40. Spirit Visage gives 10%, but usually you want to go Locket for your team anyways. And also Black Cleaver is an option as well. You might think it's weird because Skarner has only AP ratios, but Skarner actually deals more physical damage than magic damage because his Q has an AD ratio as well. And you're obviously spamming auto attacks, Sheen procs, and Q, so it's quite a bit of physical damage. So I would recommend building. I would recommend building. What's it called? Black Cleaver if you're playing with a heavy AD comp. So let's say I have a let's say I have a Rumble top or something like that, and then I have an AD mid, AD bottom. If I can afford to go for that Black Cleaver, I will, because it's really good. So right here, really messy team fight. We just decide to bail. For some reason, Kallista's behind them. Really awkward. She ends up dying. They just turn on her and kill her. And we lost another team fight. This was actually a really hard game because Gragas was kind of useless, really. And I think I damaged him in the end of the game, but basically we really depended on my flash engages to get anything done and to get a numbers advantage so we could win the game. And that's how you should play the Skarner. He's not that great in team fights. Like, he is good in team fights, but it gets to a point where when everyone gets QSS, if that ends up happening, he's really bad. So he's really bad on very, very, very late game scenarios. Right there, Vel'Koz kind of explodes. That was Nidalee Spear plus Jarvan ult. And this is the time where I decided I need to stop ulting Jarvan, because he's just so tanky right now, because he went Rando and Spirit Visage, so he won't die. So we just need to focus on grabbing the Nidalee, grabbing the Azir or the Ashe, and bursting them down so they can't do anything. But yeah, in team fights, when it gets super late game, and if you're not the main source of engage, you should stand back and kind of peel for your AD carry. If you can ult the target who is going onto your AD carry or your mid laner, you can then protect them and make sure they don't explode. So Skarner is good in that sense. And he's also pretty good for objective control. If it's like a divided objective control, what you can do is you'll ult the enemy jungler, and they can't smite because they're suppressed. So that's a big advantage for Skarner. And you can use that to your advantage in order to secure objectives. So game is coming to an end here. We got Baron again. Only 5k advantage. As I said, it was a really hard game because people kept doing like stupid shit and stupid team fights and never grouping 5v5. I go into Jarvan here. I'm not going to do much. I'm just poking him out. I am kind of scared of the Nami because she does have quite a bit of AP, so she can definitely hurt. I only have Locket. So I back off, wait for my team, and we're going to finish the game now. But yeah, I didn't mention it, but basically I've joined a new team that I'm coaching. They're called Keed. They're from Brazil. And yeah, I've been kind of busy with that. Unfortunately, I'm not there in Brazil yet, but I'm taking care of stuff. So it's been a couple of very crazy days. And this is why I've been kind of busy. But I do want to keep up like one video a week. We'll see how it goes. Maybe once I'm there, I'll have a more organized schedule and I can work around it, because right now, like, I'm watching scrims in the Brazil time zone, and it really hurts because it's like scrims go until like what, 2 a.m. and then I stay up until 4. So I'm having like really weird schedules because I'm used to their schedule. And right here, this is how you end the game. I forgot again, I had it sped up. So again, I said I'm ulting Ashe. I speed up here. I'm not going forward immediately. You see that I go sideways, and this is to basically, this is basically to ensure that they don't think I'm actually going for them. And yeah, kind of an awkward team fight there. I didn't know what to do after, but we got the Ashe, which was the important. She's dead. Jarvan died as well, so it's a 5v3. Then I go in there, kind of an idiot move, but whatever. Nidalee kills Gragas, not too useful of a Gragas. And yeah, we're going to close out the game. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. There's also a link in the description for the commentary in Portuguese. I decided to do 2 languages. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. And I'll see you guys in the Rift. Shakarez signing out.